Hello students, today we are going to discuss about under the evaluation of the commercial crude drugs. So under evaluation of commercial crude drug we discussed about the organoleptic evaluation and we discussed about the microscopical evaluation. Coming to the third one, physical evaluation. So here physical content such as elasticity in fibers, viscosity of drugs containing gums, right, swelling factor for mucilaginous containing material, fourth number of the saponin drugs or congealing point of the volatile and fixed oils, melting and boiling points and water content are some important parameter used in the evaluation of the drug, right. So each and every drugs will having their own physical parameters or characteristic and which will act according to that. So we are supposed to trace out, we are supposed to perform that particular whether it is giving the same types of action or not, right. For example, here the second point, ultraviolet light is also used for detecting the fluorescence of the extract of some drugs, right. So what is the kind of light they are reflecting under UV light and what is the kind of fluorescence they are giving, that also we are taking into the consideration when it comes to the physical evaluation. So physical constants are extensively applied to the active principle of the drug such as alkaloid, volatile oil and fixed oil, right. So there are so many types of parameters like moisture content, viscosity, melting point, solubility, optical rotation, refractive index, ash value, extractive value, volatile oil content, foreign organic matter, swelling factors. So coming to the first one, moisture content. Presence of moisture in a crude drug can also lead its deterioration due to either activation of certain enzymes or growth of microorganisms, right. So if the excess moisture, if it is there along with the crude drug, that is also problematic. If the less moisture, if it is there along with the crude drug, that is also problematic, because the excess of the moisture, what they will do is, the presence of the moisture, they will activate the enzymes and the chemical constant which is present along with your crude drugs, they may change their form, right, and it will also attract the different types of microorganisms that will cause the deterioration of the particular crude drug. Moisture content can be determined by heating the drug at 150 degrees centigrade in an oven to a constant weight and calculating the loss of drying. We need to determine the LOD, how much quantity you need to weigh the powdered drug, and you have to subject for the heating into the 150 degree centigrade in hot air oven, and after taking it out we need to wait once again how much water has been lost or how much moisture has been lost, right. For example, here it is going to be specific. For example, aloe vera not more than 10 weight by weight, right. In the case of digitalis leaf powder, not more than 5, and in the case of starch, any kind of starch obtained from rice, maize, wheat, right, or potato, it should not be more than 15. So coming to the viscosity, the next parameter, viscosity of a liquid is a constant at a given temperature and is an index of its composition. Hence it is used as a means of standardizing the liquid drug. Liquid drug will have its own, because of the intramolecular force, it will be having the viscosity, the flow, it is having the proper way, right. So for example, if you take the case of honey or castor oil or whatever the liquid sample, in the case of liquid paraffin, you can see into the example, the kinematic viscosity less than 64 centistocks at 37 degrees centigrade, 37.8 degrees centigrade. If you will measure the viscosity, it will be 64 centistocks, and pyroxylene, it will be kinematic viscosity will be 1100 to 2450 centistocks, right. So it is fixed, in between it should fall, and if it is going beyond that, it may be the indication of the presence of adulterant substance or some types of inferiority into the crude drug. Coming to the melting point, it is one of the parameter to judge the purity of the crude drugs containing lipid as constituents. Suppose if lipid containing crude drugs, what is the melting point? Because they will be having wax, fat, fixed oil, all those things. They may in animal or plant origin and contain fixed oils, fats and waxes, right. The purity of the following crude drugs can be ascertained by the determining their melting point in the range shown against each of them, right? So whether the particular drug, it is showing that melting point in between the range what has been given into the reference books or not. For example, in colophony in the case of colophony, it should be 75 to 85 centigrade, right? In beeswax it should be 65 to 62 to 65. In wool fat it should be 34 to 44. So likewise it is supposed to have. Coming to the solubility parameter, the presence of the adulterant in a drug could be indicated by its solubility study, because the drug, when it will soluble in alcohol or soluble in water, it will be soluble, but whereas adulterant and substituent, they are not going to soluble. So it is going to show you that the particular drug is the mixed one or different one. If, for example, in castor oil, it should be soluble in 3 volume of alcohol, not other than that. If you going to soluble the castor oil in 3 volume of alcohol, it will soluble completely. If it is not soluble, you are getting precipitate, it means it is adulterated one. A balsam of Peru, soluble in chloral hydrate solution. Asafoetida, soluble in carbon disulfide. Alkaloid bases, soluble in chloroform. Colophony, soluble in light petroleum. Like that, they are having specific solubility with the specific solvent, right? Coming to the fifth one, optical rotation, right? Many substances of biological origin having a chiral center, right? That chiral center will be involved into the rotation, can rotate the plane of polarized light either to right dextrorotatory or to the left levorotatory. That we have studied in organic chemistry, right? The extent of rotation is expressed in degree, like plus indicating the rotation to the right and the minus indication rotation in the left. Such compounds are optically active and hence called optical rotation, right? So what is the optically active compound means? It can rotate, right? For example, you can see in the example, caraway oil, it should be plus 75 degree to plus 80 degree. Clove oil 0 degree to plus 6.0 degree, right? And honey plus 3 to minus 15 degree. Like that, in this range they are supposed to fall. Coming to the refractive index, the sixth one, when a ray of light passed from one medium to another medium of different density, it is bent from the original path, or it will fluctuate from the original path, or they are going to make one kind of angle, right? Thus the rotation of velocity of light in vacuum of its velocity in the substance is said to the refractive index of the second medium. It is measured by the refractometer. So all of you know the refractometer, it will be black in color like a microscope. In that we are taking the liquid sample and we are putting as a slide, and when we are seeing that there will be the 1 meter that will show you what is the refractive index of that particular sample. So refractive index of a compound varies when the wavelength of the incident light, temperature and pressure, there are many factors which can be interfere. For example, arachis oil, it should be 1.4678 to 1.0470. Like that, for the castor oil and clove oil, whatever the refractive index has been given, in between that should fall. If it is not falling, means again it is the indication of adulterate. Ash value, the residue remaining after incineration in the ash content of the drug. Inorganic salt of the carbonates, phosphates, silicates of sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium that will be there in the drug are known as the ash content. So when we are burning the drug completely into the 405 degree centigrade in incinerator in porcelain dish, that will burn completely, and before subjecting into the incinerator we need to weigh the amount of drug, and after burning we need to weigh the amount of ash, right? So whatever the ash you are getting, that is your ash value. So ash value, it is the criterion to judge the identity or purity of the crude drugs. For example, agar, so if it is acid insoluble ash, it should be 1 in weight by weight, right? If it is bale 3.5, if it is cannabis sativum, it should be, the total ash should be 15.0 and the acid insoluble ash should be 5.00. Gelatin 3.6, in the valerian it should be 12, right? So like that we need to. So there are different types of ash value. For example, total ash value useful for the detecting low grade products, exhausted products, and excess of the sandy and earthy matter with the drug. For example, the underground drugs like rhizomes or root, so they will be having the earthy and the sandy matter. So when we are going for burning that, those things are not going to burn and they will show you the excess ash. So that will be the indication. acid insoluble ash value, used for the determination of earthy matters presence on the roots, rhizomes, and also on the leaves, right. Crude drugs contains calcium oxalate crystals. The amount may varies depending upon the environmental condition. So when we are going to soluble that particular into the acid, so we are getting the insoluble matters that we are going to weight, sulfated ash value and water soluble ash value, right. So like that we are performing with the underground drugs and the leaves also. Coming to the determination of total ash value, weigh the accurate about 3 gram of the powdered drug in a trade and silica crucible we have to, and incinerate, or we have to do in the incinerator. So incinerate the powdered drug by the gradually increasing the heat until free from carbon and cool. Keep it into the desiccator and weigh it. Weigh the ash and calculate the percentage of the total ash with reference to the air dried sample, right. So you will get the total ash value. Coming to the determination of acid insoluble ash value, boil the total ash obtained from the incinerator as above for the 5 minutes and with the 25 ml of dilute HCl. Hydrochloric acid we are using for the acid insoluble ash value. Filter and collect the insoluble matter on the ashless filter paper. Wash the filter paper with the hot water and ignite to the tiered crucible, cool and kept in the desiccator, and weigh the residue and calculate the acid insoluble ash of the drug, right. So whatever the residue you are getting after filtration, after dissolving into the HCl, whatever the residue you are getting, that you need to weight, that is going to be the acid insoluble ash value. Extractive value, right. So in extractive value, in crude drugs sometimes the active chemical constants cannot be determined by the normal procedure. In such case, water, alcohol and ether soluble extractive value are determined for the evaluation of such drugs. So what are the significances useful for the evaluation of, especially when the constituents of the drug cannot be readily estimated by any other means, and it also helps to indicate the nature of chemical constants present in the drug and also help in the identification of adulterants, right. So how much extract you can get with the particular solvent, what are the constants present in your drug, that we are going to determine. So there are 3 types: water soluble, alcohol soluble and ether soluble. So coming to the water soluble, macerate about 5 gram of the accurately weighted coarse powder with 100 ml of chloroform water in a 100 ml of volumetric flask for 24 hours. We need to do the maceration. Shake frequently for the first 6 hours. Filter rapidly through filter paper and evaporate 25 ml of water extract to dryness in a tiered flat bottomed shallow dish. Dry the residue for 105 and weigh. Keep into the desiccator. Dry the extract to constant weight. Finally calculate the percentage weight by weight water soluble extractive value with reference to the air dried drug, right. So how much the content or constants can be extracted out with the water, that we are going to determine, that is called a water soluble extractive value. So that is also going to be the specific for the different drug. Water soluble extractive value, there you can see the example. Water soluble extractive value is applied for the drug which contain water soluble constituents such as tannin, sugar, plant acids and mucilage. They are easily soluble in water. For example, aloe vera juice, we actually, the leaf will be having most of the aloe water soluble content, right. So it should not less than 25% weight by weight. In the case of linseed oil or linseed seed, so not less than 20, senna leaves not less than 30, ginger not less than 10, glycyrrhiza or licorice root, it should not be less than 20, right. So coming to the alcohol soluble extractive value, macerate 5 gram of accurately weighed coarse powder with 100 ml of 90% of alcohol, right, in a 100 ml of stoppered flask for 24 hours. Same we are doing. Shake frequently for first 6 hours. Filter rapidly through the filter paper and collect the filtrate. Evaporate 25 ml of alcohol extract to dryness in a tiered flatted bottom shallow dish. Okay, dry the residue for 105 and weigh. Keep into the desiccator. Dry the extract to constant weight. Finally calculate the percentage of the alcohol soluble extractive value with reference to the air dried drug. How we have done into the water soluble, same like we are doing, and only the alcohol is going to change, and again the value is going to different for the different drug, because the constants present into the drug, it may soluble in alcohol, it may soluble in water. What is the quantity are getting soluble in the particular solvent, that we are going to check, and we are going to see on the here you can see into the different example. For example, aloe vera, it should not be less than 10 in the case of alcohol. It should be in benzoin, it should not be less than 90. Asafoetida, it should not be less than 50. In the ginger, it should not be less than 4. In myrrh, it should not be less than 24. So what is happening here, the drugs which contain alcohol soluble constituents such as tannin, resin and alkaloid. So you can see in the second example and third example, benzoin and asafoetida, these are the resin containing crude drug, right. So they are more preferably, they will prefer to soluble with the alcohol. That's what we are getting. It should not be less than 90 or it should not be less than 50 in the case of benzoin and asafoetida respectively, right. So coming to the ether soluble extractive value, ether soluble extractive value is applied for the extraction of the volatile oils, fixed oils and resin. Volatile ether soluble extractive value like volatile oil, non-volatile ether soluble extractive value like resin, fixed oil, coloring matter. You can see in the case of capsicum, it is not less than 12, or in the male fern it should not be less than 0.01.0. linseed, it should not be less than 25, right. So like that, in this value if they are coming, then we will be confirmed that these ether soluble contain it is coming nearby to the reference range. Volatile oil contain, efficiency of several drugs is due to their odorous principle like volatile oils. Such crude drugs are standardized on the basis of their volatile oil contents. Weight quantity of the drug is boiled with the water in a round bottom flask fitted with the Clevenger apparatus. Clevenger apparatus we are using for the distillation of volatile oil. The distillate collected is graduated into the volatile oil. The amount thus obtained is recorded from the tube, right. How much, there will be the number 1 2 3 4, how much ml you have got for the how much gram of the particular crude drug. So for example, in caraway, so in caraway it should not less than 2.5% weight by weight, or in the case of clove it should not be less than 15. In fresh lemon peel it should not be less than 205 to 20.5. in fennel it should not be less than 1.4, right. So likewise you can see the different volatile oil containing crude drugs. Foreign organic matters, these are also very important. 10th one, the part of the organ or organs other than those named in the definition and the description of the drug are defined as a foreign organic matter. The maximum limit of the foreign organic matter is defined into the monograph of crude drug, how much it can be. If it is exceed the limit, or deterioration in the quality of the drug takes place, right. How much, at least a minimum range they will be giving. The physical and physiochemical parameters useful into the quality profile of the crude drugs evaluation, right. Swelling factor significance, what are the significance of swelling factor useful in the evaluation of crude drugs containing mucilage. So wherever the mucilage content is there in the crude drug, then only they are going to swell. So how much, in how much gram, how much swelling you have got, that we need to observe. Useful for the detection of the purity of the crude drug. So what are the determination? Transfer the 1 gram of the seed to the 25 ml of stoppered cylinder, fill up with the 20 ml of marked on the cylinder with water and agitate gently and occasionally during 24 hours, allow it to stand. Measure the volume occupied by the swollen seed, like isabgol seed we are determining the swelling factor, isabgol which is there in the practical of the B Pharm also, right. So how much the mucilage has absorbed the water and how they have increased. So what is the initial volume, what is the final volume, then we are getting the swelling factor, right. So these are the different